Hello everyone. How are you students? This is Savita from Diet Gurgaon, lecturer in English. Today we will start with 11th class textbook Hornbill and the lesson is first the portrait of a lady.
The Portrait of a Lady, written by Khushwant Singh. Khushwant Singh was an Indian novelist. He was born on 2 February 1915 and died on 20 March 2014. He was a lawyer, journalist, and a politician. Khushwant Singh was decorated with 2 awards. One is Padam Bhushan and the second is Padam Vibhushan. Padam Vibhushan is the second highest civilian award. Padam Bhushan, which he was returned in 1984 in protest against Operation Blue Star. Portrait of Lady depicts a beautiful picture of writer's grandmother. The theme of the story is innocence, friendship, love, connection, kindness, selflessness, respect, and acceptance can be seen in the story of grandmother and grandson. Khushwant Singh draws here an interesting portrait of his grandmother. He presents her as a tender, loving, and deeply religious lady. Let us read some points or summary of the portrait of a lady. The Portrait of a Lady is the story of author and his grandmother. The grandmother was an old woman with a wrinkled face. The author had always seen her like this for past 20 years. पिछले 20 सालों से वो ऐसे ही देख रहा था अपनी दादी को. She was short, fat and slightly bent, झुकी हुई. वो देखता था कि कैसे उसकी दादी बिल्कुल वाइट कपड़ों में घर में घूमती रहती है, रुद्राक्ष की माला लिए हुए एंड माला के मनियों को गिनती हुई और साइलेंट प्रेयर करती हुई. He said she was like the winter landscape in the mountains, an expanse of pure white serenity, breathing peace and contentment. ऑथर की जो दादी है बिल्कुल सफ़ेद बर्फ से ढकी हुई माउंटेन्स की तरह है. इन द इनिशियल डेज author, writer in this story depicts the 3 situations of their friendship. In the first situation, friendship bond is strong. He said, I and my grandmother both was friends. In initial days, let us read. In initial days, the author and his grandmother had a good relationship. She used to wake him up and get him ready for school. She used to pack the things required by him for the day and walked him to school every day. She used to visit the temple that was attached to the school. The author, along with other children, sat on the veranda singing alphabets and morning prayers. They both used to come back home and with stray dogs roaming around them. Street dogs. As his grandmother would carry the stale chapatis to feed them. बच्चों, मॉर्निंग में ब्रेकफास्ट में ऑथर की दादी उसे स्टेल चपाती देती थी और उस पर बटर रखती थी. तो ऑथर अपने एक्सपीरियंस बता रहा है. तो उसके माता पिता सिटी में जब सेटल हो जाते हैं, बाद में वो ऑथर को और उसकी दादी को बुलाते हैं. सून द पेरेंट्स ऑफ ऑथर who went to the city to settle in and called them as they reached the city. His relationship with his grandmother took a turn. एक चेंज आता है उनकी रिलेशनशिप में, बिकॉज अब ऑथर जो है वो इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल में जाने लगा है, बस में जाने लगा है. अब वो उसके साथ स्कूल नहीं जाती, इसलिए थोड़ा सा जो बॉन्ड है उनकी फ्रेंडशिप का वो वीकन हो जाता है. हालांकि ऑथर बताता है कि उसकी दादी को इंग्लिश समझ नहीं आती, बट शी ऑलवेज आस्क हिम अबाउट हिज डे. तो लेट अस रीड. एज दे soon the parents of author who went to the city to settle in and called them. As they reached the city, his relationship with his grandmother took a turn. Though they shared the room, their bond grew apart. He started going to English medium school by bus. She, however, used to ask him about his day, what he had learned. She did not understand anything as everything was in English, which she could not understand. She did not approve new syllabus. Basically, music. She doesn't like music because, according to her, music is not for gentlemen. She did not approve of new syllabus. They saw less of each other. अब वो एक दूसरे को कम ही देखते हैं, क्योंकि ऑथर जो है वो स्कूल जाने लगा है, बस से जाने लगा है, और वो स्कूल टाइम में अब वो वापस भी नहीं आती उसके साथ, जैसे गांव में करती थी, साथ जाती और साथ ही आती. तब तक कहाँ रहती बच्चों? मंदिर में. As the days passed, he grew older. This is the third stage of their relationship. क्योंकि अब जो ऑथर है वो बड़ा हो गया और वो यूनिवर्सिटी जाने लगा और उसे अलग रूम मिल गया है. अलग रूम मिलने के कारण रिलेशनशिप जो है वो स्नैप्ड हो गई है. स्नैप्ड मीन्स ब्रोकन. स्नैप्ड. तो अब जो है थर्ड स्टेज है रिलेशनशिप की. He had his own room and this made their relationship broken. She stopped talking to everyone and spent her whole day sitting at her spinning wheel, reciting prayers and moving beads of rosary with one hand. However, she loved feeding sparrows in veranda at dawn. At dawn means in the afternoon. Breaking bread into pieces and feeding it to the birds was her daily routine. Soon, the author decided to go abroad for further studies. She came to the railway station to leave him off. She was not sentimental, continuously recited her prayers. She kissed him on the forehead. However, she loves him. This shows she kissed him on the forehead. After 5 years, as he returned home, she was there, came to pick him at the station, was still the same as she had been 5 years ago. She clasped him within her arms and did not utter a single word. She still used to feed her sparrows. Dear students, her grandmother celebrated his homecoming in her own way. अपने ही तरीके से उसने जो है उसकी होम कमिंग को सेलिब्रेट किया. वन डे शी डिड नॉट रिसाइट हर प्रेयर. उसने प्रेयर नहीं की, बट इंस्टेड कलेक्टेड द विमेन ऑफ नेबरहुड, गॉट अ ड्रम एंड स्टार्टेड सिंगिंग. द नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग शी वॉज इल विद माइल्ड फीवर. हल्का बुखार था. The doctor said that there was nothing to worry about. She did not want to waste her time talking to anyone in the family anymore. अब वो बात नहीं करना चाह रही थी, but spend her last hours in reciting her prayers, laying on the bed. She died, so her body lay lifeless on the bed. As his parents prepared for her funeral, उसके संस्कार की अंतिम संस्कार की तैयारी कर रहे थे उसके पेरेंट्स. They saw thousands of sparrows gathered. इकट्ठी हो गई हजारों चिड़िया. There in the veranda. Birds were silent. पक्षी जो थे वो चुप थे. No chirping were there. There was no chirping. There was no chirping. Birds were silent and there was no chirping. Even they did not pay any attention to the crumbs thrown by writer's mother. चिड़िया और दादी के बीच इतना गहरा रिश्ता था कि दादी की मौत पर वो उन टुकड़ों को भी नहीं देख रही थी जो राइटर की माँ ने डाले थे, लेखक की माँ ने डाले थे. तो बच्चों, ये थी स्टोरी. नाउ लेट अस सी सम पॉइंट्स फ्रॉम द स्टोरी. This is the portrait of lady. Some characters: grandmother. She was fat and slightly bent, wrinkled face, and could not walk straight. She could be seen telling the beads of her rosary all the time. Writer, in his own words, says, she was like the winter landscape in the mountains, on expanse of pure white serenity, breathing peace and contentment. Author's grandfather looked like 100 years old man in the portrait. He had a long white beard. He looked older than the grandmother. लेखक बताता है कि उसके दादाजी बहुत बूढ़े थे. वो ऐसे लगते थे जैसे उनके बहुत सारे ग्रैंडसन एंड डॉटर हों। ऐसा लगता ही नहीं था कि उसके दादाजी की एक बीवी और एक बेटा रहा होगा। Now, in this slide, there are three phases of the writer and his grandmother's friendship. First phase, there is strong friendship, that is childhood phase, when the writer and his grandmother was in the village. In phase 2, writer and his grandmother went to the city. This is boyhood stage. Great change in their friendship. चेंज हो जाती है, थोड़ी वीकन हो जाती है. Phase 3, in phase 3, which was early youth, when author went to the university, their friendship broken because he was given a separate room. Meaning of some words. Let us read. Portrait, picture, wrinkled, full of folds, mantelpiece, shelf above fireplace. फायरप्लेस के ऊपर जो शेल्फ होता है, सर्दियों में आग जलाने के लिए जो नीचे स्पेस बना देते हैं, उसके ऊपर जो शेल्फ है उसके ऊपर उसके दादाजी की जो है तस्वीर टंगी है. Absurd, foolish, undignified, not respectable. Fable, legendary tales, tell stories with moral lessons. Prophets, saints. Hobbled, walked lamely. Walked lamely. Puckered, wrinkled. Serenity, calmness. Calmness on the face of his grandmother. Contentment, mental peace. Sing song, dull. Courtyard, open space. Dilapidated, जर्जर, बिल्कुल जर्जर हालत में. ड्रम जो लिया था लेखक की दादी ने, वो जर्जर हालत में था. मीन्स इन द स्टेट ऑफ disrepair or ruin as a result of age. Persuade, convince, राजी कर लेना. Corpse, a dead body. Especially in human case, we say as this corpse. These are the some important questions with answers. Let us discuss. You will read the answer. We just discuss the questions. Why the narrator grandmother give impression of winter landscape in the mountains? बिल्कुल शांति की तस्वीर होती है वो. स्पॉटलेस वाइट क्लॉथ्स में with silvery hair and silently reciting the prayers. तो first question है ये. Now see the second question. Why did the grandmother feed dogs and birds in the village than in the city? What did the habit tell her nature? This habit tells she was of noble nature. She loved birds and animals. In village, she threw chapatis to the street dogs, and in city, no dogs around, so she began to feed little birds, sparrows. So ये था बच्चों second question. Now the third question. How can you say that grandmother was a deeply religious minded body? She read scriptures inside the temple. When the author was in village school, she continuously counted the beads of rosary and recited prayers. She get disturbed when she came to know that there was no teaching about gods and scriptures at the city school. Next question is what made the grandmother unhappy in the city? बच्चों, लेखक जो है म्यूजिक पढ़ता है, बट अकॉर्डिंग टू हर ग्रैंड मदर म्यूजिक इज नॉट फॉर जेंटलमैन. She was not happy because she could not go with him to the school, nor help him with his lessons, because she doesn't know English. All this made her unhappy. How and why did the sparrows mourn the death of old grandmother? You can see when she died, they gathered around her and sat quietly until the dead body was carried off. They were not chirping. This all shows that sparrows mourn the death of the old grandmother. These are some important questions to answer. 2 to 3 marks each. And the fifth question can be written in 150 words. For 5 marks you can write it. Chalo, let us read the questions. Why did the grandmother accompany the narrator to the school? Second one is, what was the grandmother's attitude towards English education and music lesson at school? What was the common link of friendship between the narrator and his grandmother, and when was it broken? Give a brief account of grandmother's friendship with the sparrows in the city. How the bond of friendship between author and his grandmother grew strong and then weak with the passage of time. So these are some questions. Now this is a long answer question. How the author described his grandmother on basis of portrait of a lady. Give a brief character sketch of Khushwant Singh grandmother on basis of portrait of lady. This is the answer of this question. Let us read.
Now, thank
Author's grandmother was a very
Stay
old
happy
woman.
always.
She was religious